Hello, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of the Kona 2 podcast.
You don't even know what episode it is.
Yeah, that's right. We took a week off last week. I had some things come up, but we are ready to go for this next episode. I believe we're on episode 7, so we have hit the seventh episode mark. Got a couple
We've
things
hit Vine episodes
to talk about. We've got some league news. We are also sitting here with an ESSCS champion, which is pretty exciting.
Hee.
So, yeah, of course, I'm Connor. I'm your main host. But then we have these two guys here. Let them introduce themselves like usual. Take it away, guys.
Yo, what up? What up? I don't know where I was going with that.
Yo, what up?
Not much for me to really say.
And welcome to my crib, he says.
All right. So yeah, we've got
that is Braden Coriath for the record.
Braden Coriath there. You know, boob lover,
Coriath,
Dr.
man.
Coriath. Driver of the number 69 car in most leagues that he races
in most places.
It's usually the 69.
In a league near you.
And then I'm happy to announce we're sitting here with the Season 1 ESSCS champion, Mr. Dakota Vega.
Season 1 champ?
Yeah, that Season 1 champ, Dakota Vega.
That Season 1 champ.
You're lying to me.
No.
I mean.
No way, that's Dakota Vega in this podcast. Are you kidding me? Is that Dakota Vega?
We're here with
that. Is one day there will be a children's book written about me, and it will be called "Who is Dakota Vega?" I'm kidding.
That's right. You're gonna have a massive head.
I hope that never happens.
It's gonna be like that Dale Earnhardt
head.
Jr. one with the giant head. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. All the who is and who was.
Yeah. So
mine will be great. So I won the championship.
Yes. It was quite.
Now that I've had like a week and a half to sit on it, it doesn't feel any less like meaningful. It's still it's still the most
championship.
It was, yeah. I mean,
it's
I haven't really been able to put proper words to it even still.
Yeah. It was quite a race at Iowa.
It was so much.
Iowa
that race
Speedway
was so much.
Put on in my opinion, a fantastic
race. That was one of
hashtag Seavers.
Okay.
What? Hashtag Seavers.
Arguably.
All right.
Gotta throw that out there.
The best race of the season, arguably.
Definitely the best race of the season.
That title still goes to Pocono. Sorry. Not sorry.
That's honestly a hot take. There's some people.
Pocono could be number 2, but I think Iowa had so much.
Iowa had a lot of storylines. There were some heated moments. There was some great racing. There were cars upside down on lap 1. Braden, that was horrible luck.
Okay, come on.
No. I'm not even gonna give you a hard time this time. That's just.
We're not even gonna go into it. It happens.
Dude, you know what? I might as well explain it, right? I might as well. We've gone this far into it. We've gotten our. I might as well finish the job.
Okay.
So.
Wow. Merry Christmas.
Lap 2 of the race. Like, listen, I've had an awful season, right? I just want to go in here and I just want to race, dude. I want to drive.
You told me
I want to have a good race.
You were locked in. You wanted to have a good night. You wanted
to
lock in. Finish
I'm
both
diving
races,
in turn 2, turn 1.
He did get locked in.
Turn 2, turn 1, man. I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm diving into the corner. I see everyone else in front of me diving into the corner. We're ripping. Lap 1, lap 2. Let's go. Race just started. We're ripping. I dive it into turn 1, and this kid in front of me just slams on the brakes. He stands on them. Literally does a handstand on the brakes. And so I literally give him a back shot, drive through the back of this guy, and we see like at the NR2003 physics, I get like locked onto his back bumper, even though I should have just like dumped him and then kept going. It should have been that sort of deal.
Yep.
But instead, I get clipped into his car, and then it just takes me with him. I'm along for the ride, and I get pile drived into the wall, and
You
I'm
were
flipping.
upside down on lap 2.
And that is
Which
one of I think that's the first time I ever wrecked in an official league race where my car was cooked right then and there.
Yeah.
I didn't even go to pit road. My shit was just
It
done. Well,
was.
actually, except for the time I blew my engine at
Yeah,
Daytona.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was.
Braden,
That was
I have
it
a
for you.
question. I have a question,
What up?
Braden. Do you need a Xanax?
I think he might.
Do I need a what?
Do you need a Xanax? Because you
Uh,
sound like you're losing your mind.
I am losing my mind, man.
Hey, here's the
Got
thing.
it.
Here's the thing. It's just one of those seasons. You had a bad season. We're talking about the honorary. Should have been Kart Season 5 Rookie of the Year. This
Should
is
I am. I am. Well, it's not. I
winner-
am the card five.
winner
The
of the
Season 5
season
Rookie of the Year.
opener at Michigan. And
Winner of the season opener of Michigan
it just
via some
was
trickery, but winner.
just a bad season. A lot of DNFs, but he'll
Yeah,
come back
it
from
was really unfortunate because
It was just an unfortunate season.
after the win, Braden had I think two races where he
finishes.
finished. I think he finished twice after that.
Something like
Toledo and
that.
Pocono.
Finished the week right. Literally
We'll just-
DNF the week after.
We'll just
I guess he's
on
just
from it.
I guess he's good at I guess he can survive at tracks that end with O, but I
Hey,
guess that
here's
doesn't
the thing.
excuse Elko
We've
or
got-
North Wilkesboro
we've got new sponsors lined up.
or half the tracks on the schedule.
We're
Yeah.
dropping the Dark Knight nickname. It's just kind of in the background now. We're starting fresh. We've got Menards is hopping on board basically full time. They're going to be on the 69 car a lot this season, along with a bunch of co-sponsors on the hood. So it's going to be fun to see if you're used to seeing the Penske cars with different
If you're used to
schemes and
Menards
sponsors,
cars,
that's what
if
we've
you
got.
like Menards cars,
If you like Menards
maybe-
cars, root for the 69
if
and
you like
Essex this season.
Menards cars, yeah, I was gonna say if you like
What
Menards
are
cars, you may be
you
entitled
talking
to
about?
liking.
You guys are yapping
All
it
right,
up over here.
so we didn't get a chance to really go over the season finale at Iowa because we missed last week, and then after the race, we all just kind of went our separate ways, said our congrats, and moved on with our night. But
We did stay up till like 2 a.m. though.
yeah, we all stayed up late, but
Like we
never
stayed around,
really
we hung around for like another hour, and then
So-
went our separate ways. But we did eventually, yeah.
Kind of tell me about your night. You know, you didn't have necessarily the speed to contend for the win, but you definitely had the speed to compete with your championship rival, which was Kez. But Kez also was struggling that night. So, kind of tell us about the night as a whole, but what was going through your head on that final restart with like 10 to go?
I mean, the whole race, the first 90 laps were fantastic. Like, I was running really well. I was running top 4.
Mhm.
I don't think I was as fast as Robbie, but I was as fast as Trey, and I was as fast as
Yep.
Nico.
Yep.
So we kind of had a little thing going there, and the car was fantastic. It drove really well. Marty gave us a great car.
Gotta love Marty.
Obviously,
Shout out to Marty.
again, thanks to Marty for coming on in the middle of the season and
Great
turning this
chief
championship around.
change.
Because we were when Marty came on, we were completely out of it. And while most of the things that happened after that weren't really in our control, he gave us the cars we needed to
That's
put
right.
together good runs
That's
that
right.
gave us the championship. So, obviously, thanks to Marty. I can't thank him enough. After the second half of the race, though, was pretty tricky. I had a spin around lap 90.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
want to
remember
say
you saying
in the middle of the
you
thing.
were- you were done.
I said that was it. Yeah, yeah.
But you fought back.
I called it there. I said that was it. Like I spun in 1. I caught the wall on entry, and I just couldn't save it. Spun down to the bottom of 2, and I said that's it. I mean, Kez just got it. Like I wrecked. I can't. There's not going to be a caution for that.
Yep.
So I'm stuck back here. I have to, and then I got it back going. Car drove fine. Tires were a little low, but they didn't wear terribly. Then I was doing some maths. I think I was 7th and Kez was 4th or something like that.
Yeah.
So all I needed to do was get past a couple of people. I needed to get past Chase. I needed to get past Speed. and I got past Chase, and then I got right up to Speed's bumper, and then a caution came out.
Yeah.
So
that final caution. What was going through your head?
So my bacon final caution. I mean,
there's like 10
I don't
laps
even,
to
I don't
go.
even,
Anything can happen.
I don't even remember. It was just I was just so focused on not crashing.
Yeah.
I didn't want to wreck. I didn't want to cause an incident. I just wanted to be able to, it's not that I was around bad people in the late restart, but like, I was racing like,
and you had
you never know, and there were two not back markers, but back markers on the front row on the last restart.
So
we had two Colwitts, if the reference is to be got.
Yep.
Two Colwitts.
At the front. And
oh my God.
That's a 2016 Homestead reference.
I mean, they dropped like a rock through the field. So
Hampton dropped like a rock. Speed actually kind of held his own and also gave Kinsey a hell of a block, and it was really funny.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, I mean, I was a few spots behind, and I lost a spot or two to Chase. I lost at least one spot to Chase with about 8 to go, and I was like, okay, I was clear, and I had a little bit of space, and I just thought, okay, 8 laps is more than enough time to pass Chase Severs and Samuel Hampton.
Yeah,
I can do that.
Yep, and you did.
So at that point, I just drove 8 laps. I passed Chase. He said he wasn't gonna let me go, and I said fine. You have no obligation to. So I just kicked his ass anyways, and so Hampton ended up wrecking after the point of no return, but he was already behind me, so I wasn't too worried.
Yeah, he bounced off the wall and then bounced into me and went spinning.
He bounced off the wall and into you and went spinning. But yeah, by the time I was past the 2 of them, I was comfortably in.
Yep. You won the championship by 4 points.
I was just kind of riding. I won the championship by 4 points.
Yeah, 4 points.
Literally a month ago, it was 60 points.
Yeah, it was that close. It was
from
tied for a good portion of the race.
There were portions
Braden
of the race where the
championship keeping track of the points for us.
There were parts of them where I literally, I think at some point during the race,
Kez did take the lead.
I asked Connor or Kez, I said, hey, what happens if we tie? Because we actually might.
Yeah, there was a very real chance.
And we had to clarify before the checkered flag what we were going to do if there was a tie, because we genuinely didn't have a a rule set procedure of what to do if there's a tie in for the championship. So thankfully not thankfully because I won the championship, but thankfully because that would be a disaster or at least a big mess. I ended up pulling through by 4.
Yep, 4 points.
Which is just 2 positions across the entire season, which just blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean, we all said it that Friday night. But
I think this buzzword these kids are using, they call that cinema.
Cinema, that's right. That was cinema.
That was cinema.
Congratulations.
That was peak cinema.
These kids are calling it these days, man. That's what they're saying.
Congratulations on the championship.
Thank you,
ran
Connor.
a great race. Honestly, you ran a really good season. You were super consistent.
Yeah, I mean there were points in the season where I didn't give up. I was like, I might be in. There are some leagues, right? There are some leagues where I'm actually faster, and I might want to put more energy towards those. Like when Vascar was still up, I was definitely thinking about putting more energy into Vascar than Essex, but then got suspended for Mid-Ohio, and I was like, oh, I'm going to put some back into Essex now because I might actually be able to win that championship.
And you did. So congratulations.
And I ended up doing it.
And
again, huge thanks to Marty. I don't think we would have done this without Marty. I was not confident in Elko, and that was the race that made the most difference because the difference was on pit road, or was at Elko, because I felt so uncomfortable and unconfident with the way the car was driving. It didn't feel right. No matter what I was doing, it felt I could not drive the car and before Marty came in. And Marty came in and finished third at Elko.
Yep.
So, he
Guys
puts
building rocket
he
ships.
puts he builds fantastic cars. Obviously, Kona 2 builds fantastic cars.
We try.
I wouldn't say
And
fantastic.
this team,
I mean,
you
what?
wreck
Who said
fantastic
that?
cars.
There's always that theory that Hendrick has their
Has a
two
fourth car.
bad cars.
Yeah,
Maybe the
the two bad
69
cars.
is the bad car.
yeah. The 69 and the 6 are the two bad cars.
That's crazy.
Anyway, great season.
But yeah, thank you. Great season to everybody else. I mean, I shouldn't be the only one to get thanked here. Great season to everybody that drove, everybody that helped us, complete the season stronger than we could have imagined when it started.
I will
I mean,
get the awards out soon. Probably late this week, early next week. The awards will be out.
Oh, that's right. I thought we were supposed to do that tonight. Wait,
Well,
what? Hold on.
schedule's all
I was wondering what
messed
happened. What was going to happen with the awards?
Schedule's all
Are we
messed
going to
up.
do the awards show next week?
Are
we going to do awards next week?
Yeah, we can do awards next week.
Or, we can do awards next
You
week.
suck!
Okay, Mr. 90.
Boo,
you
you
Angle.
suck!
So,
Yeah, says the guy who DNF'd 10 times.
so
Give me my awards,
if
boo, you
here,
suck!
if it makes you feel better,
You'll get last car.
Let me see.
Give him last car.
Yeah. You are
Hey, you guys are being mean bullies.
dominating the most popular driver award, so if that makes you feel any better.
That's good.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means people like you.
People like you, Braden,
Yeah, but how am I dominating it?
because
Because everybody
most
likes you.
people have voted for you.
How many votes do I have, dude? Like, how many people have even voted?
A lot.
Out of 13, 3 of them voted for you. Everyone else just was a single vote.
Oh, that's not that bad. That's not that big.
I was wondering.
I was hyping them up.
Like 90%.
What the fuck are you talking about? I was about to say, dude.
You gave him like
Sorry.
15.
Trying to
I
make
was
you
all
feel
over
better.
Connor's bullshit. I was all over Connor's bullshit.
We are all over.
So,
we are all over the bullshit.
Moving on, we
It's
do
yeah, whatever.
have an announcement to make. We were gonna
Connor's
announce it
officially a
last week,
douchefuck.
but- Okay, but then the person who wanted to announce it wasn't ready to announce it,
It's
and
not
now
here.
it's out. But they're not here, so we're gonna announce
Now it's
it for
public
them.
anyways, so
Now it's public anyways. So on Saturday
might
nights,
as well make a promo.
yeah, we're gonna promo this anyway. Saturday nights, we are replacing the time slot that VASCAR once ran. Speaking of VASCAR, with a brand new league, helped run by Dakota, myself, and Kez Hiller, but owned by Zach Hillier. We are announcing the Velocity Racing League. I'm honestly really excited
Gears
about
across
this.
the country.
If you ever raced,
I am too.
If you ever raced in cars, this is kind of the spiritual successor to that. There was Outlaw, which tried to replace it, but it never
happened.
never really got anywhere. So this is
unfortunately
a new
it had
league.
potential, but it never went anywhere.
It had potential, but this one's cooking. We actually have a server set up. I'll make sure it's linked in the description of this podcast episode, and probably all the future ones, along with the ESSCS link. Saturday nights, we've got quite a schedule. It's 13 races long. I'll just list them off really quick.
Yeah, let me take a look at
Daytona, Homestead, Sonoma, Auto Club, Toledo, Talladega, Watkins Glen, Thompson Speedway, Kentucky, Kansas, Dover, Road America, Atlanta as the season finale. So
I just have to say, as the owner of a logistics company that is hauling the cars for these events, that is hell.
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Because we're running out of Iowa, that is actual hell.
You gotta
we're
go.
We're literally in the middle of the country, and like 9 of the races are either all the way on the East Coast or all the way on the West Coast.
So
it's unfortunate.
yeah, I'm really excited about this. We are getting the server and the league set up mostly.
Server
Driver
is public. Driver registration is open. Everything's looking really good right now. We don't exactly have 1,000 people, but I didn't anticipate us to.
I think we're gonna. This season is probably gonna start off similar to the ESSCS season. Probably start with
I
around
think it'll
10
it'll
to
probably
15
start around
cars
10,
and
12.
build from there.
Yeah,
Um,
and then go.
that's
Yeah,
about
I
how
think
many
I
people are in
think
the server at
it's
the
I
moment.
think a lot of people. Yeah, I think people are at the moment slightly hesitant to join another Hillier League, and that's not, that's nothing personal against him.
It's
I just
just
think after Cars and
yeah.
Outlaw, it doesn't a Hillier League, especially with the reputation he's gotten, frankly, partially because of me, and I owe him one for that. He is not. It's not quite getting all of the attention that maybe Cars would have.
That's true.
But that's fine for a league that's just starting up.
It's just starting up,
Um,
and honestly, Hillier's, I think,
I
working on
have a lot of hope
rebuilding
for it, and
that reputation.
Hillier is committed to it,
Yeah, he's really committed
and
to
I
it.
can tell he's
He's
committed to it.
There's an awesome
He's
trailer
committed to
out
it
on
more.
Twitter.
He's committed to it more than he was committed to Outlaw.
Yeah, there's an awesome trailer out on awesome trailer out on Twitter. We are using
Yeah.
Cup 12 as the mod, so we're using 2012.
We love Cup 12.
COTs.
We love the car tomorrow here. We have had discussions
We
about
have
this.
had
We love the
discussions.
car tomorrow here.
So yeah, Kona 2 Racing is obviously racing in velocity.
I believe we're entering four cars.
So
4 cars. Myself, Connor, Ryan, and Braden.
Yes.
The traditional 4, if you will.
The traditional
if you
4.
don't, if you consider,
So
the 4 full timers.
Honestly, it looks almost identical to the Essex lineup. I'll be in the flagship car in the 16.
It is, I believe, identical to the Essex lineup.
Dakota's going to be in the 61.
I will be in
Ryan
the 61.
in the 6, and then Braden is in the 69. But Braden also mentioned maybe he's only going to run part-time, which is perfectly
We'll
fine.
see. I mean, hold on.
Things
Don't put words in my butt here.
Yeah, if you run part-time or you run full-time, I'm perfectly fine with both. I'm just excited to see this get started. Saturday nights, I believe at 10:30 Eastern.
9:30.
What the? Wait, yo, can y'all hear me?
9:30.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
For some reason, my shit just like stopped working. We were just talking about something. What was it?
We were talking about velocity.
Velocity. And how you
Oh,
were.
well, yeah. I mean, y'all
not
said
sure about
y'all.
your
Hey, hold on. Don't put words in my
Are you
butt. Don't
going
put words in my
full-time?
butt. Don't put words in my butt.
Yeah.
I might be there.
Okay.
I might be there. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I might be there a lot. Don't put. Hey, come on. Don't put words in my butt.
No
Don't be
one's
that
putting
guy
words
that
in
puts
your
words in
butt,
my
I'm
butt. Don't be that guy that puts words in my butt, Connor.
Okay. So, all right, confirmed. 10:30 p.m. on Saturdays.
10:30.
Oh
boy.
Practice length
Eastern,
is,
right? That is
yes,
Eastern.
Eastern.
Eastern,
So
yes.
same
we're
time
chilling.
slot. No. An hour earlier than Essex, but on a Saturday, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
10:30 on Saturdays.
Earlier than Essex the day after.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
practice will be 30 minutes long with a 5 to 10
for
minute happy hour.
For any SNL fans out there,
Yeah.
sorry.
SNL fan, that's crazy.
For
Good thing
most,
SNL
Who's watching SNL fan? Who's watching SNL 2024?
so okay,
A
most
lot
of the
people,
races,
but still.
most of the races,
Most of the races
are 30%.
are 30%. They'll be like 81 laps at
Yes.
Kansas or something of the sort.
So slightly
Maybe 150
longer
at a
than
Bristol.
Essex.
Toledo might be down
Yeah.
around 200.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna
Auto Club's probably
be
gonna
really
be
fun.
60.
We've got
It's gonna be great. We've got great tracks, and frankly, I'm gonna say this, even though Hillier might not like me saying this. If Hillier can just keep himself out of the INI and the setup, the league will succeed.
yes. No
Trust.
offense
I
to
can
Hillier
guarantee him.
because Hillier is a good
Again,
friend,
wait,
but that
no
was
respect,
the biggest issue with
no
cars.
offense to Hillier. I have more respect for him than any other man in the world, and especially in league racing.
Yeah.
But stay off the damn weed, and by the weed, I mean the INI and the setup. Please, it will keep this league strong,
You
and
will see.
we will go another 4
I thought bro was calling me out right
Honestly, a
there.
similar.
No, I am calling you out. Stay off the damn weed.
We'll probably see a similar.
This guy's calling me out.
Similar season as the first season of Essex. Multiple winners.
Yeah, I think. It'll be
Good,
a lot of
good racing if he can do that. So
it'll be a lot of variables. I think he can. I know he can.
Yeah, he
good,
can.
When cars got good, it got great.
Yeah. So, yeah, Velocity Racing
Especially on the
League.
speedways.
Follow them on Twitter at Velocity _ NR2003.
I don't know if we got any gamers listening to this podcast. I don't know if we got any gamers in here, that listen to this podcast. But this new X Defiant game sucks.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a little out of left field because we were
Anyway,
talking
I
about
mean,
a
this shit
league.
sucks.
But okay, good to know. So yeah, follow them on Twitter. I will have the link to the Discord and probably the Twitter in the description down below. So, next, what other leagues have been going on that you guys are racing in? I haven't raced anything besides Gnarl.
I did some Roblox racing. I did some Roblox. I was out there on Roblox.
Racing.
He ran Rostock. Dude.
How'd that go?
That
Rostock's
game,
fun. I'll give him that.
that game
but
goes hard.
That's not league related. That's not.
That game goes so hard.
Yeah, it does. I know there are Rostock leagues out there, and I won't join them, but still, it'll be fun.
I ran Gnarl.
The actual leagues?
Road America.
Gnarl at Road America. Holy shit, that was fucking something.
Yeah, I sucked because it's a road course. I was involved
Yeah, me spotting there ended up really
weird
being me.
Restart. I was
The
upside
calamity.
down. The calamity.
That was so funny.
It
was so funny.
We were going up the hill. They called
Cam
the
was
green,
like-
and
Cam
then
was
everyone
like-
hit the brakes.
Cam literally said, caution cooldown. There will be no caution unless there is absolute calamity.
And
And
basically
as
the whole
soon
field.
as the green dropped, the entire field behind like 10th, which was like 25 cars, just shit the bed. It was amazing.
It was
Literally, like Braden, you had
definitely
to
something.
be there to see it. You
Well,
had to
that
see
is
it
Road
to believe
America,
it.
right?
Yes.
There's a reason I
Road
went
It was it was like the 2020 Clash, but if it was worse in
It was really
every
bad.
way.
So
It was so embarrassing. But
not much to
the
talk
racing-
about there.
yeah,
was
not much to talk about on Gnarl. They're heading to
Typical
Myrtle.
Gnarl road course racing.
Heading to Myrtle on Friday, which
Myrtle
is
Beach.
niche.
I'm probably not going to be there.
All right. I guess I'll be running that by
I
myself again.
will probably be there.
I'm
I don't
just,
know why I wouldn't.
I'm, because as a person that's
It's a
very,
Gnarl
it's hard
sport
to,
track. You don't want to.
it's hard to explain, like, what I'm trying to say here, but, like, just the way that I'm wired, like, I can't do something. I can't do something for too long, right? So if I run a lot of NR races, I'm eventually going to not want to do it anymore. So I got to take my breaks.
Right,
So
you're
right
gonna
now,
burn out.
right now I'm just taking my
You're gonna
break.
burn out.
Yeah, I get it. It's
Yeah, I mean,
taking
it's a
your
good,
off-season
it's a good
seriously.
time to it. Yeah, it's a good time to at the moment as well. Most of the 1, 2, 3, 4 leagues I'm currently in, 3 of them are in the off season.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, Myrtle
Yeah.
Beach this Friday. I'm looking forward to it. I just for personal reasons, I grew up going to Myrtle Beach, so gonna be fun. I think we'll see. And then yeah, Essex starts up again on the 31st.
that's next Friday, which
Next
is
Friday.
again
Michigan.
looking forward to.
And yeah,
Michigan,
that's
amazing track,
unless
great
you
cars,
guys have
new
more
cars,
to add for Velocity. Or not
new
Velocity,
chassis.
just league racing.
I guess it's worth noting that the addition, the switch to cup physics
Yes.
for Essex.
Essex is switching to cup
has-
physics.
I've decided to place a couple more orders for chassis.
Good.
So because I'm now in 4 leagues that run cup physics, and I don't really have 4 leagues worth of cup cars.
Well,
So
we'll make sure that we get those in.
one chassis came in a few days ago. One came in. One's coming in tomorrow, and they're coming in every 5 days. So we should be good.
Yep.
I've also got a custom PTA chassis coming in for something that may come out soon. Wink. That has and it's not the Indy 500.
Mm-hmm.
That's for a different project that I would like to get out in a couple days, but we'll see.
Yeah.
we'll talk about that next week maybe
Yes.
if we have a couple minutes. So yeah, I've got a bunch of new chassis coming in
Awesome.
for Essex. Most of them won't be used for Essex. Most of them will just be kind of backups.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we are probably gonna put a test together sometime next week.
Yep. Sounds good.
What is my phone? Where's my schedule? I need to just check the schedule really quickly. I have nothing on. Yeah, I have nothing. I have nothing until I have a race. I have NERSCAR tomorrow, and then next Thursday, and that's the finale of that. But otherwise, I'm completely open on my schedule.
Yep.
So we'll set up a test probably next Tuesday at somewhere. I think they're both super speedway chassis though, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that.
Yeah.
The new ones.
So
Yeah, they are. So we'll figure it out. It's not that big of a deal.
after I guess we'll kind of talk about the team really quick. After Iowa, CVS became a team sponsor, not just sponsoring Dakota anymore, but they will be a sponsor on all the cars, at least to an extent. Menards upped their sponsorship. They used to be on the 6 truck and the 6 car a lot.
Oh yeah.
And then they
I never even thought of that.
yeah, they kind of backed off a little bit, but after where we all finished in the points,
Yeah, since come back.
and then the situation with Braden and his sponsors happened, they stepped up, so they will be on the 69 car and the 16 a lot in Essex this season. Quick Star will be a big part of the 16's sponsorship this season. And Powerade hopped onto the 6 car, which
I didn't know that.
is a Coca-Cola sponsor, but we are a Pepsi sponsored team. But we made an exception, get the cash flow.
Oh boy, this is like when I did a one-off. This is like when I did a
Yes.
one-off with Sprite last season.
And then Mars, the Mars company is also a team sponsor now. They showcased their peanut M&Ms.
Are those on the
on the 6 car.
I heard you say they showcased their pee and then just almost died.
Yeah,
You have me in the first 3 quarters. I can't
They
lie.
showcased their peanut M&M scheme
They
at
show-
Elko and
they-
Iowa on the 6 car in season 1 of Essex. And AutoZone is also making a
Those
return
peanut
to the 6
M&Ms
car.
right down on the table.
That's right. And yeah,
Information.
I mean, got some nice sponsorship news.
Are they like, are those? Wait, is M&M's is not on the team sponsors thing? So
I should have to add
should
that, yeah.
should I have them on my cars? 'Cause I'll put them on my cars. They're supposed to be there.
Just as a team
As
sponsor.
as a associate. Yeah.
But yes.
That's what I do anyways. Most of my interstate battery sponsorship isn't technically personal. That's a team sponsorship.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Any sponsorship news for you, Dakota? We should announce.
I am working through. I'm currently working through some. I'm working out throwbacks and special schemes and whatnot. I have my throwbacks for Essex and VRL in mind.
Yeah.
But both of them have at least been started. But one of them needs something. One of them needs something that I don't have, and don't know how to make. And but the other one is well on its way. And I must, if there's anything I can say about it, it's that the old font is coming back.
Oh, really?
The Biff font is returning.
Sounds cool. I'm excited to see what you have cooking up.
That's
Connor did not sound like he gave a single
did not care. Yeah, so yeah, that stuff. Yeah, that's a while away, but
you're getting called out tonight, Connor.
I guess so.
You're getting exposed.
My Essex throwback's even farther away, and that needs some more work. But
yeah,
Interstate Batteries is joining on with Essex, with my Essex program.
Nice. They will
we've
probably
got
make a return to the 16
cars.
car this season.
I need to figure out what the car's going to look like, but yeah. Otherwise, besides Interstate Batteries running on, High Point's putting a couple more races together, but otherwise, not really. Nothing super, nothing big really. Still got the same few sponsors: CVS, Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew's only running one race in Essex, and I think only one in VRL. Yeah, they're only running one race a season. But
for the Menards
for
cars,
me at least,
I'll tell you about
the
those
Menards
really
cars
quick.
have the sponsors the sponsors within a sponsor.
Yes,
the folder
the
and a
sponsor
folder,
within a sponsor. So on the 69 car, we have Jack Links hopping on board, along with Sharpie and Quaker State in Essex. In Velocity, they will bring Jack Links over to that as well. And then there's, I thought maybe one more for them on the 69, but we'll see about that. The 16 car will have the Brett Allcroft Company on the hood, which is a production company. And I think that's it. The other one that I was thinking of actually fell through. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Lots of exciting sponsorship news for the team.
I mean, I would have run Menards colors in VRL if they asked.
Yeah.
But it seems like
they might come knocking.
Seems like
Well,
yeah, I mean, I can make accommodations if they do want the races.
Yep. So, let's move on to real world news. The All-Star race at North Wilkesboro and the
reality.
Exciting fight that happened afterwards. So,
oh gosh, diggity darn.
AKA, let's talk about the fight.
Let's talk about the fight because there's not a
because
lot to talk
there's
about.
not much to talk about.
The tires.
There's nothing good
race
to
was
talk
about
about.
as bad as it got.
Joey Logano dominated, led every single lap except
Joey
one
Logano
of
led
them.
199 laps.
The tires made no
won
difference.
by a margin.
So
tires did nothing.
Lap 1, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. took it 3 wide, and Kyle Busch got in the wall, and then they made contact. Kyle Busch was mad, and on lap 2, ended the 47's day. So Ricky Stenhouse Jr. had to wait around because there's no way out of the track while the race is going on, and confronted him afterwards. They talked it out, and then Ricky came swinging. And yeah,
trust me, they did not talk it. They did not talk it out because if they talked it out, Ricky would not have swung out his ass.
Ricky, like, no matter what happened, Ricky was swinging. Like,
Ricky was,
no matter.
Right. Ricky was gonna.
He knew he was going to try to punch him
as soon as Ricky did that because he knew he was running out of time.
Yeah, I think
like the argument was settling down.
It was. Kyle Busch was starting to.
Yeah, before anything else could be done,
I don't know.
He's like, "All right, I'm punching you."
Yeah. So.
Frankly, I think Kyle should have watched the replay first, but also he didn't have the time to, and Ricky kind of didn't give him a chance to.
Yeah, he didn't. So yeah, they ended up fining Ricky Stenhouse Jr. $75,000 for that, which is consistent.
It's a decision.
But
it's consistent, but then again, I don't know where was
media members.
Kyle could have at least gotten like 10, maybe.
A lot of media members
or
and
fans
starting and even drivers did not like the call.
What people don't like about it is the fact that they've been doing so much publicity around it. And then instead of doing something with the momentum that Ricky just gave them, they shoot Ricky in the forehead.
Yeah.
The fine was only necessary for the team members because I won't lie, some of those team members were being total
The team members all got suspended, not fined.
They got suspended? Oh, jeez. Well, they deserve
that.
Yeah,
they all got suspended.
Ricky Stenhouse Sr. has been suspended indefinitely.
Yeah, it's.
I believe that
smart.
was precedent, though.
Yeah. So.
Because those guys are being idiots.
I believe that was what happened last year with Nick Sanchez and Matt Crafton.
Yeah. Which, like I said, it's consistent with
It's precedent.
previous
Yeah.
calls. It's a precedent that's been set.
There is precedent, but I still think it's kind of. I think it's slightly annoying that they decided to fine Stenhouse despite them already making bank off of Stenhouse.
Yeah,
Like that's like I get you're not trying to encourage that every week, and that's fine, but also
that's what makes
that's
NASCAR
not
NASCAR.
gonna that's not gonna happen every week.
Yeah,
Like they think it's gonna happen every single week, and it's just
and it doesn't.
not.
So yeah,
Like it happens once a year. It happens once a year, and then and then they're like, well, don't do that again.
yeah.
And it's like, and everybody just stops doing it again, and then it happens again, and they're like, oh my god, look at that, but also never do that again. I don't know what
Kinda
NASCAR's weird.
NASCAR's just
NASCAR's
being
weird about
NASCAR.
everything.
But
Yeah, NASCAR's being NASCAR.
yeah. I mean, there's really not much to talk about besides the fight.
Yeah, the race itself
The race
was
kind of sucked. Kind
how do we
boring.
even? Yeah, what do you say
say?
about it?
Kind
It's-
of boring. I mean,
it was
you know,
a.
The, tires,
I will
the
say
tires
that
did not do what
the
they were supposed
tires
to.
are a step in the right direction, but it is just.
And the
it's
reason,
proof
Are they really,
the
though?
reason they didn't
Yes,
work.
it is.
No, no, no,
It
no,
is
no,
better.
Braden. The reason they didn't work was because they were. I'm not even kidding. They were daytime tires.
Yeah, it was a step in the
Like
right
they were
direction. That's
daytime
what all
tires
the
running
crew
at
chief
night. Like
members are
that's
saying.
that's that's how that's
That's what
how
drivers are
specific we
saying.
have to get with these tires.
I
for
mean,
them to
at this
matter.
point, I've
We need-
lost hope.
No,
right.
it's
We need
The
a
short
night
tracks are cooked. They're. I mean, honestly,
tire.
NASCAR
We
hasn't
need
shown
we
any
need a
signs of
time
actually solving the problem.
compound. We need a nighttime soft compound tire to make racing good.
Yeah.
And the racing wasn't even good because the tire didn't wear. Like it's like, but also like, why wasn't that just a 400 lap points race? Like why not? Okay. Before I say anything, I'm gonna throw a discussion. I'm gonna throw a discussion question in.
Okay, go for it.
Should we even keep the All-Star race?
No,
What's it there for?
I feel like it's kind of obvious,
for?
dude. It's so outdated.
It's
super
kind of an outdated thing.
It's outdated. It doesn't really do the job anymore. It's in NASCAR's worst. Yeah, it's in NASCAR's worst track type.
Like,
think-
okay, here's
to
$1
say a
million.
race in Wilkesboro would-
What?
Right,
Like,
but also
why
it's
does
been
it
$1
need $1
million
million?
but it's also been $1 million since like 2002. So like $1 million ain't $1 million.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna keep it, it needs some serious
The combined
revitalization.
purse is like half of a cup race.
Yeah, it's not really worth it anymore.
So
I
like
will
there's no
say-
point in even like going.
I haven't been to the track, but I hear North Wilkesboro, the vibe there is really, really good for the All-Star race, which to me is just
I
more
would
proof
assume
that
so,
it
but the
should
problem
be a
is
cup
that the
points race.
All-Star race doesn't. The All-Star race itself isn't the reason that the vibes
Yeah,
are
it's
there.
it's not the All-Star race.
The vibes are
It's-
there because it's Wilkesboro.
If you're gonna, because here's the
Unfortunately,
thing. So
like
the
I wish that
All-Star
wasn't
race,
the case.
the All-Star race and the Clash, to me, are kind of the same thing at this point.
They are.
It's
They
NASCAR's
are.
little testing ground. It's their petri dish.
It's NASCAR. It's
But-
right. It's NASCAR's little. Hey, look at what we just
Look
did.
what we can do. But
Right. Hey, look, we put a racetrack in a stadium.
do you really need
Byron.
both? Do you need both?
I
at
don't think
all?
we need. I don't think we need the All-Star race anymore. I think it's not like, unless it goes back to Charlotte, which it
Which
won't.
it won't.
I don't see why we are gonna still go because
Yeah.
while yes, it's a cool thing, that is just. How about we either turn that into an off week or move the off week
Yep.
somewhere else and put a 400 lapper at Wilkesboro just the week before.
Because
The week before
I
the
kept
600.
thinking
That would
during the
make
race,
sense.
just the whole race, this would be so much better if there was lap traffic. This would be so much better if there was a full
Oh my God,
field.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Because I
30,
went to the
38 cup cars
Bristol.
going around there would be actually good.
Yeah, I was at the Bristol All-Star race in 2020, and I went with my dad. And after the race, the first thing my dad told me was, the biggest problem is there were no cars on the track. you can't go to
Yeah,
Bristol and
the
have
problem,
20
right.
cars on the track because the best part of Bristol is in
There's
10
nothing
laps
happening.
they catch each other. So the same thing
Yeah.
happened with North Wilkesboro's.
Short tracks are emphasized in NASCAR by the amount of traffic.
There's
The more traffic feels like an issue, the more valuable it makes getting past them, and that makes the race more interesting.
The track itself is great. Like all the drivers were praising the track, but there are
two problems.
Pass on the track.
A, there are no cars to pass, and B, this package sucks. So even if there were cars to pass, you couldn't.
I mean,
See the fact that Joey Logano, despite being by far the best, couldn't pass Bubba Wallace for 30 goddamn laps. And maybe that's just a new pavement issue, but I really don't know if it's a new pavement.
I don't think it's anything to do with the car or the track. It's all to do with the car.
I think it's the car. It's disappointing because North Wilkesboro is so good.
But hey,
also Xfinity. Why is Xfinity not?
I was just about to mention that, dude. Xfinity cars would go so hard on that track.
Need to do a 300 lapper.
Dude, Xfinity would go so hard.
But
North Wilkesboro Xfinity races would actually be like the greatest thing I've ever seen.
It would feed entire societies.
Yeah. Looking forward to next week, we actually have a very, very good racetrack with Charlotte. It's put on a great race with this car.
It's the greatest day in racing.
So
I got mine.
Hell, it's the greatest day in the world.
Open up for that. That's going to be incredible.
Okay. So
the Memorial Day Sunday.
For comments this week.
Yeah, Memorial Day Sunday is better than Christmas. Fight me.
So yeah, we've got Monaco.
As a racing fan, Memorial Day is like Christmas.
Yeah, you have Monaco,
the
Indy 500 at the Brickyard, not the Brickyard. That's later, and then the Coke 600 at Charlotte. Kyle Larson is going to attempt the double. I say attempt because there's a chance that he won't be able to do the double on the same day. Or even do the double at all because there is a chance of rain in Indianapolis.
Would he be able to do the race on Monday?
Yes.
Would there be something stopping him from running on Monday?
From what I've heard online and from other podcasts, if the 500 is postponed to Monday, he can do it.
Okay.
He can't. If the Indy 500 is
delayed
on Sunday,
past,
he can't do it at all. Because the way
it's just the time's not
the rules are for the 500 now are you can't have a relief driver. So the relief driver for him is Tony Kanaan. So he cannot start the race and have Tony Kanaan finish it. It's either Kyle drives it or Tony drives it. So
that's unfortunate. I feel like there should be exceptions.
His car can race
for that, but his car is so fast too.
Yeah, he qualified 5th for the 500.
He is fast.
5th. So I would like to see him do the double. I think everyone would.
I would like to, and I'm hoping the weather is. I'm hoping the weather works itself out, but it might not, and that would be. I mean, it would be disappointing, but I think it's just.
If you're Kyle Larson, you're hoping it gets postponed to Monday, I think, because it's easier on you physically, but you also don't have to worry about
I think he's hoping it doesn't. I think he's hoping it doesn't. I think he wants to do the full thing.
He does, yes. I'm just saying, if he's convinced it's going to rain, he's hoping it gets postponed because he would like to run the 500.
Yeah,
but
I think I hope. Yeah, it's gonna be very tricky, but I think.
What a lot of people forget.
I think he's gonna want to come back and do it again.
Well, that's my next point. What a lot of people forget is this is a 2-year deal. He's doing the double next year too.
Yeah.
So
he's gonna come. I forgot it was a multi-year. He's gonna come back and do it again. Kyle Busch might do it next year. I hope Kyle does it next year. That would be fun.
Richard Childress did.
He would qualify like 27th.
Probably something like that.
He wouldn't be. Kyle Busch don't get me wrong, is a fantastic race car driver.
He is.
But I don't know if he would be able to hang in any.
Yeah. So Richard Childress did endorse it. He said if he wants to do it, he's all for it. So it would be awesome to
Childress had
see
fighting words this
Kyle.
morning too,
Yes, Richard Childress to go
or
back
whatever that
to
was
North
last night.
Wilkesboro. Richard Childress did
Since we're
say
tying things around, yeah.
that obviously Ricky Stenhouse said he was going to wreck the 8 at Charlotte. He did walk back on that comment. He did say
Yeah, he
that
did. He has since
past it.
backtracked on that,
But
which I actually commend. I
yes,
think that's
Richard
good of
Childress
him.
told a media person, I'm assuming at like a charity event, that he if he sees Ricky, if he's going to tell him if you wreck the 8 car, he's not afraid to to throw hands pretty much. He said he's an old man, but
Yeah.
he's changed his fighting style, and he told Ricky, or he's going to tell Ricky.
Honestly, I think it
to
would be
ready
really
for it.
funny, and this might honestly be the case. He might just be upset about the "Hold My Watch" quote.
Yeah, I think that might be
I feel
part
like
of it.
I feel like Childress might be that. I feel like Childress is
little
that
petty
guy
about
where
it.
he'd be a bit he'd be upset enough to where he will be like petty.
Yeah.
And,
So
and
honestly,
do something.
I have a question. What do you do if you're NASCAR? If Richard Childress
You
throws hands with Ricky Stenhouse?
you I don't know. You suspend Richard Childress from the track. I mean, it depends who starts it.
That's true.
If Ricky wrecks the 8, then you suspend Ricky
Yeah.
because obviously you would.
Yeah.
And if Childress throws hands, then suspend Childress.
Yeah,
We have the precedent.
we do.
The precedent has been set over
That's
the
true.
both last week and last year with on track incidents, especially at Charlotte,
Yeah.
and with off track incidents. So I expect, and this is I'm gonna say something that makes no sense here. I expect NASCAR to do the thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
And while I have absolutely zero faith in their ability to do the thing that makes sense, I still think it's somewhere. I think it's still possible somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And
I think so too.
I think NASCAR will be able to if that happens, and I really don't think it will, but if it really does, I think NASCAR will know what to do and will handle the situation accordingly.
Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We will have to see. I think that's going to be a side note in a very good race.
Yes. I think the Coke 600 has put on a fantastic race the last 2 years, and I think it's going to do the same again. I was there for the 2021 Coke 600, and it just about put me to sleep. The only thing that happened was Ryan Newman brushed the wall barely.
Oh God, I hated that race.
Of course, the next year.
Last year?
No, 2021. Of course,
21.
The next
God,
year.
I don't
Yeah, 21. Yeah, we're talking. I heard him say 21. Yeah, that race was horrendous to watch
The
as an
next
LA
year,
fan.
Chris
Oh my God.
Buescher goes upside down, so I missed it by a year. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I think a good show.
This is a complete side note, but the Chris Buescher documentary is going to be unbelievable.
It is.
It's going to be so good.
Yeah,
Wait, what? The Chris Buescher documentary?
So if we ever get a
hypothetical
Chris
documentary.
Buescher documentary, hypothetically, if we ever get a Chris Buescher documentary, it sounds like an insane thing to think about, but if we ever get that, oh my God, it's going to be so good.
It is.
There's so much to go over there with Roush.
Documentary in general would be awesome.
A Roush documentary would be
Just,
so
yeah,
good.
Roush. Just from start to finish, Roush documentary.
Roush as a team is nowhere near respected enough, and that's a shame because they
Literally one of the all-time GOAT teams.
There's a reason why. It's because they've fallen off like a rock in a creek in the past decade. But like they are so important to the sport that we know.
Yeah, they are.
Like I don't even like there are so many people that wouldn't. I mean, if you think of all the people that are that have gone through Roush in some capacity, you think of Carl,
Matt,
and Biffle and Kenseth and Kurt, and throw Jamie McMurray in there, hell. And even though he did win with them.
He did.
He did in Daytona. There are so many people that were part of that Roush helped elevate as drivers. Jeff Burton
Jeff Burton is a good one, yeah.
And obviously Mark Martin, who kicked the team into the position it stayed in for 20 years. You know, Roush is such an impactful team, and I'm really happy that they are now starting to get they're now starting to get back the respect and recognition that they had when I was a child, and that makes me feel really good because they used to be the Ford team that you did not with, and now RFK is the Ford team that you do not because they're fast.
Yeah, they're still, in my opinion, this season the best Ford team. I mean, yeah,
I think they've kind of been the best Ford team the whole time, like the whole next gen era.
they have.
Bro, they were. Dude, it's crazy, bro. Both of
never
the
put it back
champions,
together.
both of the next gen champions are Penske championships, and they are like
Penske Fords, and they're low-key both
like
frauds.
very fraudulent.
Blaney's was not as fraud. Blaney's was not very fraud. He actually earned the shit out of that. To be fair, Logano's was
Anyways,
fraud,
moving on.
Blaney's was.
Anyways, moving on.
Oh, we got a salty Hendrick fan.
Anyways, moving on.
Aww.
Don't make me look at the stats again. Don't make me look at the stats.
Oh man, we have an upset Hendrick fan. Womp womp.
So yeah.
Don't look at the
How many
stats.
wins is it?
Oh yeah, the
Wins is it
champion.
with no championships?
The champion
In the
that
next
had
gen?
8 top 5 finishes.
What is it?
The champion that had 3 wins.
Hendricks won what? Hendricks won a third of the races in the next gen era, and they have no championships to speak for it. I'm sorry, I'm going off.
3 wins and 8 top 5s was your 2023 champion in a motorsport. A motorsport that takes itself
Those are
seriously.
good. Those are playoff numbers. Blaney played the system.
Mm-hmm.
Blaney
Anyways,
did what he
moving
was
on.
supposed to. We're at the point in the history of the playoffs where we just have to accept people playing the system like that, like him and Logano and Daniel Hemrick. We're just cool with that.
Listen, there's a reason why
at
Jimmy
least
Johnson
it's like
to go. Anyways, moving on.
okay, yeah. I mean, there's arguments, but is there anything else we're gonna cover?
That's
creeping
all
up
I
to an hour here.
have written down. But
Okay.
yeah, I guess we can just kind of do a quick recap of everything we talked about. Velocity is starting up soon. Really, really hope you guys are willing to join and participate. I have high hopes for it. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. ESSCS Season 2 is starting up. I'm giving all the graphics a refresh. I'm excited for Season 2.
I will get a number to you, or some numbers to you as soon as I can.
Okay. Yeah, we've got a great schedule for Season 2. I'm not sure if we covered it in a previous episode, but
we probably didn't mention Phoenix, but
yeah, that I think that's new. So we can talk about that quick, and then we can wrap things up. A couple changes for next season in the Eastern State Stock Car Series. We are going west for a special race at Phoenix. It is a points-paying race. It is a real race, but it is the ESSCS Out West race at Phoenix. That is the second race of the season after Michigan. So it's Phoenix is hit or miss for some drivers. I think it's a
I've run
good
it
track.
once, and I think I ran okay, but
yeah, I've ran it a couple.
It really depends on the track. It really depends on the version, and if I can be completely honest, the version that Kez linked kind of sucks.
Yeah, it kind of does, but
I hope we go for well, I'm sure we'll talk about it.
None of these track links are 100% final, so yeah.
Yeah. Another track I hope we at least look at would be Salem, because the track's not bad, but it's it could cause quite a shit race.
Yeah. So
if it's not if it goes south, it's going to go far south.
In case I didn't go over the whole schedule in another episode, I did it for Velocity, so I'll do it for this one. I'll just read them down really quick. Season opener at Michigan, Phoenix, Dover, Daytona, Kansas, Salem, Watkins Glen. That's it for the first half of the season. Then we head to Atlanta for the All-Star race. That is a money-paying race. I'm not sure exactly how much it will be paying yet, but that is a special race. For the second half of the season, we head to Talladega, Toledo, Springfield, Chicagoland, Mid-Ohio, North Wilkesboro, Iowa. So a couple new tracks, but mostly returning
That is
tracks
such
this
a
season.
smooth schedule, especially the second half. That is so smooth.
That was kind of what we were pushing for, was a more balanced schedule than the first season. The first season, the first
Chicagoland is
half,
going to be tricky because there isn't really a very good one.
yeah, the
Like,
One
there's
we used in,
BBMC.
the score one was good.
There's BBMC, but like BBMC is BBMC.
Yeah. So
So you can never really be sure how well it's going to run.
the first
but-
half of the first season was very intermediate heavy, and then we kind of just
It was
Ditched
I
them?
think 2 intermediates.
Yeah,
it
that's
was just
tough.
intermediates.
Dude, it was like we were going to intermediates and then we just stopped.
it
No more.
yeah, it was then mostly road courses, special tracks like Pocono, and dirt tracks and short tracks. So it's a little more balanced this season. That was kind of what we were looking to do, was have more intermediates spread across the season as a whole.
there are some additions to the calendar that are going to be fantastic.
So,
Dover is going
Yeah,
to be
you have
an amazing
Michigan,
race.
Kansas, Atlanta, Chicagoland
And
as your
Chicagoland.
intermediates,
They're all spaced out
and they're spaced out.
very nice.
Phoenix, Dover, Salem, Toledo as your short tracks, and most of those are or actually North Wilkesboro and Iowa are also there, but some of those are a little special. Iowa is kind of its own unique thing. Phoenix is special. Dover is special. And Dover's not even really a short track. 2 super speedways, Talladega and Daytona. 2 road courses, both returning, Watkins Glen and Mid-Ohio. Both put on pretty good races. Mid-Ohio's getting a different version
Mid-Ohio's
this
alright.
season. And yeah,
Okay.
we have our first All-Star race at Atlanta. Atlanta put on great races in kart, so I'm excited to see that return. I'm hoping it will be a points-paying race next season, but we'll see. I think the All-Star race is going to kind of be our special race, kind of a
Yeah, I
testing
wouldn't
ground for
I wouldn't
tracks.
I wouldn't pay points on the All-Star, but I
Yeah.
would
We are
I would consider
money
it.
only, cash prize.
I would consider it for next season.
Yes. So yeah, it's a really, really good schedule in my opinion. It had multiple different versions. Phoenix was a very late addition. That was going to be Pocono. Pocono is off the schedule, but is not gone forever. There's a very high chance it will return, maybe even for Season 3. So
I think it should.
we've got, honestly, some new drivers, people I've never heard of coming in, new teams.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people coming in.
We have a spreadsheet for Season 2, so that's something
Woo.
I'm proud of. Big, small win there.
So now people who don't race can't come in and take shots about the fact that we don't have a
Yes.
spreadsheet. Cost
So-
per win.
Like I said in the beginning of the show, I will make sure that
Opinions about
awards are out later this week or next week, and we will officially announce the awards on next weekend's show. So, yeah, we should be back next week. I doubt we will have another off week next week. Just had some things happen.
We're gonna have a guest,
last
aren't we?
week.
Well, according to their like a
I'm
little
planning on
thing.
We aren't planning on having a guest, but there's a chance we'll have a guest. Maybe we'll have Kez.
We're gonna
on
have a
for-
guest.
for the awards.
We're gonna have a guest.
All right, Mr.
No, Tristan,
Talk
it's
about
not
two
you.
things.
Have a guest.
I know you're still listening, Tristan. It's not gonna be you.
We'll see y'all next week.
Um,
Next week we're having a new upcoming guest on the show. Come on next week. It's gonna be banging after the Indy 500
next
post Coke
Yeah, come on,
600.
come on next week. Our
Up
guest
for
is
next
gonna
week's
be
episode.
our guest is gonna be
New Hall of Fame inductee Carl Edwards will be on the
Carl
show
Edwards.
next
Carl
week.
Edwards
Yes,
is
You're
joining
here
the
right
show.
Carl
now.
Edwards
Carl
is
on
going to
the
be
show right now. All right,
Please
good night,
don't-
everybody. Goodbye.
Please don't-
What an episode.
yeah.
Goodbye.
Please don't get mad at us for lying.
Yeah.
Braden's out
Goodbye.
of here.
I don't know how I top that outro. So, thanks
That's
a lot for
that.
listening. We will see you guys next
Ladies and
week.
gentlemen, there you have it.
Carl Edwards.
All right. See you guys.